All right, let's get it going, chat. Welcome in. Welcome to our first ever YouTube live stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me a-okay. There might be a few kinks along the way, but let me know if you guys can hear the audio. And we'll go from there. But welcome on there, everybody. I'll switch over to my other screen in just a second. Give me 1 second. All right, everything looks good on my end. A-okay, that's what I like to hear. There we go. Welcome in, chat. Great to see everybody here. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome on into the YouTube live stream. It's a little different over here than on Twitch, but we're gonna make the best of it, I think, in the next few hours or so. But welcome on in. Good to see everybody here. Stephen Poole, welcome in. 3D Medic Vince, good to see you. Deuce Falchion, Mark, good to see you. Pez Liz, welcome in as well. Non-fan, welcome in as well. Welcome in, everybody. Great to see everybody here on the YouTube side of things. And this is I'll be honest, this is a little bit of an impromptu stream. I wasn't officially planning this to be today, but looking back at or looking ahead to later this week, I have a lot of other stuff going on this week, and I figured it's either today or I wait another week. So I figured why not do it today, or at least get this thing started today. We're not going to be finishing anything today for sure. We're going to try to break this up in a few segments, or I guess a few streams, to break it all down. But welcome in, everybody. Great to see everybody here. If you guys are new to the channel or new to the live streaming scene, let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Big Jano. I'm an engineer by day, but by night I like to game, I like to 3D print, and create a little bit of awesomeness here on YouTube and over on Twitch. But welcome in, everybody. For those that are here, so yeah, we have part. It's a little hard to see because my chair's in the way, but we got our. So I got my Prusa XL in. Let's see, not this past Saturday, but a week ago from Saturday. So it's been 10-ish days since we got the actual machine in house. I got everything unboxed over the weekend. All the components are sitting on the bed behind me, and we're gonna start building this thing. And I figured, what better way to kick off our first ever YouTube live stream than by doing it here. I think it's gonna be fun. Bear with me, by the way, as we're live streaming here. My setup's a little bit different than if you guys have been around on Twitch. As you can see, the overlays aren't nearly as elaborate. There's no other like notifications, pop-ups, and stuff like that, as if on your Twitch. For those that are over on the Twitch channel quite a bit. But you know what? This might be a nice alternative too. We're not going to be getting rid of Twitch streams. We're still going to be doing those. We probably will be on Twitch tomorrow, maybe. But it'll be a nice alternative to see this side of the community and interact with you guys over on YouTube a little bit more. I think that sounds good. Oh, absolutely. Everyone go hit that like button too. That's going to help. It's going to help our engagement a little bit here. Because we're still trying to get some watch hours for, we still need, we're at over 3,000 watch hours, so we're able to, we're technically a YouTube partner now, but for 4,000 watch hours, that would be great, so we can get the ad revenue, for every, future video. So if you guys hit that like button, help engage, and promote the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not sure how the microphone's gonna, I'm gonna have to, drag my microphone over behind me. And we're gonna kind of figure this out as we go. So bear with me, like I said. And we'll probably be here for a few hours. Like I said, we're not gonna be doing everything today. My goal is to get a good chunk done today, and then hopefully we're gonna try to set up another stream or two. Depending on how long this takes. But we'll figure it out. We're gonna figure this thing out together, and it's gonna be cool because I'm very excited to build this thing. I've been waiting over 2 years to, well, I guess not 2 years, almost 2 years, to get this thing built in printing. I've been excited for this machine for a little bit now, and I looked over the instructions the last few days, took a look at the instructions, kind of went through things before we started building, so I get an idea of what I need at what points, and I'll kind of go along with, I'll I'll talk about the build and some of the stuff in the box as we go along and how things are labeled for those that are still waiting on machine themselves, or just want to see how it is. I know there's been a couple other live streams so far, but I think we'll be good. Working on dinner and a Voron over here. Nice. Nice. Building buddies. But all right, I think without further ado, I think we should just kind of get right into it. I do have the instruction document up on my screen here. Okay, so that's working. So my scenes are working somewhat. So we're gonna be following along with the instruction guide. I'm a guy who likes following instructions. I also like taking my time and making sure I do things the right way. So we're not a speed builder or anything like that. So we might not get much done tonight in 2-ish hours, but we'll find out. Also, let me know, by the way, there is background music. If you guys want me to turn that down a little bit, let me know if it's too loud. It's the same. I have some similar settings as to my Twitch live stream, so they might not translate as well over here. So if you guys find maybe you guys can't hear me that well, or if the background audio is too loud, just let me know in chat, and I'll make sure we can kind of fix that as we go. If I don't see your chats for some reason, because I'll probably be facing behind me, there's a table. So I have a table right here that has the base already on it, and for some reason none of my other overlay stuff's coming up, which I'm not really sure why it's not. That's weird. Anyway, so this is the table we're going to be building this thing on. As you can see, I already kind of have things started. I have the base, it's pretty lightweight. And then I have all this other stuff on my bed. Ignore the boxes in the background. There's a lot of boxes. I was very impressed with the way this thing was shipped. There were so many, there were boxes within the bigger box, and everything was really, really well organized, labeled really nicely, and I'll kind of explain as we go. There's all these bags with tools and hardware and stuff, all have labels on them. They're labeled exactly for what steps are needed, which is really nice. And something that just, again, this is my first Prusa build, so this is going to be an interesting one for me, but I think it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be fun. Hey, RC Maniac, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, following the instructions is going to, and taking time, definitely I'm a slow and steady type person, so it's going to be much easier that way. Not sure why the other things aren't showing up on my screen here. I'm glad the main camera's working. That's the most important part. I do actually have something printing right now in the background. I'm working on a small project for a band. My dad's in a band, and I'm working on a giant logo that's in progress. I'm 3 out of 4 pieces done with it, so that'll be going along in the background for those that are wondering what's on there. But that's not the focus for tonight, so I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Let me just make sure this is working. There we go. Okay, so I just had things backwards. Okay. Whoops. Okay. There we go. All right. I think I had my scenes mixed up a little bit. All right. Let's try to... I apologize, my face is kind of blocked by the microphone arm, but this is kind of how we're going to have to do things. I also might have to take my headphones off a little bit. I'm guessing right now headphones are not going to be good for this because I'm going to have to move around. Put the light on so you guys can see that a little bit better. And let's just go through. First steps here. So there is an introduction step. There is an introduction step. It talks about all the tools you get. It talks about the labels on the boxes. There is a cheat sheet for Looks like the fasteners. I do have that. Let me grab that. I think this is it. This is what you get in the. This is what you get inside of the kit. You get this nice little thank you note from Joseph himself. And then you also get this nice little cheat sheet. You guys can't see it very well. That has, it looks to me, okay, so it shows the Torx keys. But it also shows the length of all of the other pieces too. So it's nice touches there too. And also the hardware down below here. Nice, it's a really nice touch. All right, let me go back to that. And then you can see it shows you how to set up the base piece, which way it goes. I actually had this backwards and upside down to start, so I had to move it around. And glad I got that out of the way. But so the first part of this is going to be, in short, setting up the extrusions for the Z, as well as the Z motor, the Z axis motor system. Then after that, and doing all the wiring for that, I think you work on the Core XY portion of it, which is this whole other section. That the back panel has the power supplies. You can see on we saw earlier on this camera, maybe not that camera, maybe it was on this camera. The top portion of the printer is sitting right there. All the wiring, most of the wiring for the back panel is already, you can see those cable chains that are actually on the back panel, which is over here. Everything's kind of sprawled out in my bed, so you can't really see everything. And, but so far, the instructions have been fairly easy to understand for the most part. They even have the gummy bear brakes, which I do have those over here, although I have been eating a few of them before I even got building. So, no one tell them over there at Prusa, but, anyway. Alright, so we're going to be working on the base and the side frame. I'm going to try to bring this over here a little bit. I'm going to probably have to stand up and work my way around to the back corners, because the back corners are where these are going to go, here and here. Sorry. If I forget to swap screens, let me know, but back here and here are where these are going to go. And you can see here, gonna be hard to see, but there's actually two little holes north and south of the pin, or the, I don't know what you want to call that, the gear out, the tooth, maybe, I don't know, someone has a better term for it, but you can see those are two holes right there. There's actually built into the base, there are these little I don't know if you want to call them like a kind of like little, they're like little cap, like they're like little metal washers almost. There's, again, I'm blanking on technical terms, but there's actually built into the extrusion, there's these little metal like washers that you can actually line up the holes on the extrusion and get some 4mm. I think these are 4x12, M4x12, and that's what this is gonna do. Go back to that, and I should have put my top-down screen on here so we can kind of follow along. So let me go through this real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so there's these little pins that are in the extrusion. And then we're going to end up locking those into place. Two backsides. So that should be fairly simple, and then we'll be working on the Z motors. Cookies arrived, but still need to make food. Only comment on the build before you get into it. It's big. The table may not be big enough as you move things around. Yeah, it's good to know. Right now, this looks to be big enough. This side table, it's a fairly longer table, but for now, at least we have something we can work on until I find a bigger table. I'm looking for something with a bigger space, so it might not stay here. This table is going to probably move back to where it used to sit back here. You can see my Delta printer's kind of just sitting in the back here all by its lonesome. And but we'll give it a good home, I promise. All right, so let's get our tools out that we're gonna need. Go back up here. It says we need a 2.5 and a 3mm Allen key. So they're probably in this box, this bag, not box. There is a ton of hardware in this kit, for those that are wondering. And for those that also, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but this is the single tool head, partially assembled kit. So we didn't get the 5 tool head, we didn't get the 2 tool head. I did want to get the second tool head, but I didn't want to wait much longer. And I figured for now, what I'm going to be using it for, probably don't need it quite yet. But I would eventually like to get the second tool head and upgrade to it. So that's something one day I would like to do. Alright, so 2.5 and 3. There are a couple different sizes in here. Let me check to make sure I have the right one. Two and a half or 3. I think that's the 3. Also going to try not to be careful enough not to scratch these extrusions. I think that's... I do have my own kit too, that if we need it. We'll find out eventually which ones we need. But anyway, let us work on. We're going to work on this step right here, and that's going to be getting those tabs lined up in the back, which I believe they are. Hey KB3D, welcome in. Good to see you. Alright, so those are locked in place, so now we just gotta line them up and get 2 screws in. So that should be fairly simple. Alright, let's take some of the screws out now. I'm not scrambling to get them out later when I'm trying to hold this in place. These bags are not meant for big hands at all. These are M4 by 12, which I believe are the ones we need. Yes. 2 per extrusion. And what's cool about this too, it actually shows you each bag of hardware actually comes with spares. And it tells you how many spares there are so you don't get confused on why you didn't use them all. Safety tips, sometimes checking the comments. Oh, geez. Checking comments on the steps help clarity. Oh, good to know. I will definitely make note of that. Alright, so I got 4. Now, does it matter? It looks like these are the same orientation. I guess it doesn't matter which side of the extrusion is which. Oh, jeez. There's two sides of the extrusion. I'm taking it, they're both the same. Bear with me, my camera's acting all weird. Alright. So we're just going to try to line this up and get this first one in. It's fairly... make sure it's flat. And not drop everything, that'd be great. As I just did. It's underneath my table of filament, which you found. Well, we're only 20 minutes in and I've already lost 1 screw. So that's exciting. There we go. Probably lose a lot more screws. Pull it back. Alright. Let's go ahead and move that this way. Just make sure the bump out is in the slot. Gotcha. sure things lined up correctly. All right. There we go. All right. Got one in. Get the other one in. Okay. Oh. There we go. Now it says not to tighten these completely because there is a little torque leveling piece that you can actually use to measure how much torque you need to when you hand tighten each of the screws. So there is a step in the process, which I think is pretty cool. But I am going to get up and do this here because I can't sit down the whole time. I hope I'm using the right Allen key for this because I really don't know. You want to make sure it's nice and straight. I think that is. Okay, not to hand tighten it though. Well, let's go ahead and do the other side. That's cool. I did see the orange extrusion covers with the build. I thought about doing like a custom color as well for that. I wonder if they have, and if you do know, let me know. If they have the STLs for the extrusion covers, I would love to make mine a different color than the orange. But you know, I'm not against the Prusa orange. Let's get that one in. This one goes all the way back. For a second, do that. In. What's nice is that these all kind of lock in place, so you can put them in. Go. This is where I need a magnetic Allen key. Okay. I might be using I'm using the wrong screw. Let me check something real quick. Oh, they are on this side? Okay, good to know. But yeah, again, like I said, nothing is wrong with Team Orange. And especially being the first Team Orange printer. You know, we might have to just make it a special occasion here. Alright, so I think I'm using the right one. That's way thicker. Alright, so we need the other one on this side. Carefully. There we go. Let me just tighten these up real quick. Okay. And we'll do this one. All right, those are in. They're in. They're not completely tight, but they are pretty loose, or they're tight enough that they're in place and they're not going to go anywhere. You can kind of see. I should have put my other camera on here so you guys can at least see that too. Let me see if I can add. Let me see if I can add that real quick. Would it be media source? Be camera. There we go. Add to the other side. Can kind of see while we follow along instructions. Okay, so we're at that point. We did both sides. Now we're at the Z-axis. Also easy to script screw if not fully inserted. That's good to know too. Yeah, right now it looks like, and I'll just double check real quick. Everything is kind of the head of the screw is sitting on the extrusion. Yeah, so we're gonna hand tighten everything momentarily once we get these. Looks like the motor, or yeah, the Z-axis motor extrusions in. So this one's gonna be interesting. We'll zoom in on the pictures a little bit. Make sure the torque wrench is fully into the screw and don't go beyond the little line in the guide fit between these two lines thing. Okay. Yeah, I was actually quite impressed with this. This little torque thing, this little torque guide. You can kind of see it. There's a little OK symbol printed on here. So as long as it sits in that little gap, that's good enough, I'm assuming. You didn't realize the Z-axes are different. Okay. We'll take a look at that here. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why you guys are seeing that. Okay, so I did see this earlier where the motors have to be. Grab those. So here are motors. So I'm guessing the motor has to be. I saw the text of the motor has to be like facing inward, like towards the bed, and then that goes up. So one of these is going to sit like that. The other one's going to sit opposite direction. Gonna lay that gently there. I'll take the foam off too in a second. Might want to move some of this stuff out of the way. I think part of this is going to be trying to stay as organized as possible. That's going to be a huge battle for this. Fit in the gaps also so you can look up since you didn't need the torque to top two. Gotcha. Alright, so is there a difference between the right and the left? Like an actual... I guess one's mirrored. I guess one would be. Let me flip the other one around. Let me see that one. So I think one goes like this and one goes the other way. Let's move the foam. You don't need any foam right now. The A-frame on the one is fixed, and the other one's on a pivot. Oh. Good to know. I didn't even realize that. This one moves and goes up and down. And then this one is just straight up and down. Look at the A-frame. Oh, okay. Huh. I would have never caught that, honestly. Alright, so let's see what it says here. Okay. Stay on the left side of the base. Use the safety sticker as a guide. The motor must fit perfectly. The instructions are thorough. Try not to jump around without reading. Lots of helpful bits and details. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been skimming through this prior to tonight, but at the same time... Oh, I see what you're saying, too, about the comments. To Z-axis, non-identical Z-axis motor. That should be used on this step. Is the one that has the 6 silver screws in the face of the bracket that face inward. Okay, so the one on the left should be this one, the one that's vertical up and down. And then the one that's on the right should be the one that pivots. At least that's what it looks like to me. If I go to the pictures, that makes sense, according to the pictures. Alright, so we're going to try that. Yeah. So the one with the 4 screws here, 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 and here looks like it's going to go in the left. So we're going to try to do that one. Carefully, of course. Move this one out of the way, actually. Go. So we got to slide the cabling underneath and do the same thing we did with the top or the back 2 extrusions and kind of line it up with the pin. This is where a flashlight comes in handy. For sure. So we're going to slide that in very carefully. At least this one kind of stays upright. So we'll get a couple more screws out. We're gonna dump a few over here. By the way, if you need me to speak up at all, if I'm like far away from my microphone, let me know. I'll try to talk a little bit louder since I'm not quite near my microphone. And if you guys can't hear me, I do apologize. Like I said, this is a very first time YouTube stream, so we're doing things as we go. But I think the same process here. Let's get the one in. Looks like everything's good. I'll tighten them fully once I get the other one in. Go. And we'll tighten this one down. Okay. All right, one side's in. These are still loose. This was still a little bit loose as well. And now we'll work on the other side. All right, so let's make sure. So Z-axis rotary assembly and then Z-axis fixed assembly. Okay, wow. Yeah, I mean, I would, yeah, I wouldn't have caught that with after I saw these initially. This one being the fixed and the other one being the rotary one. Thank you for letting me know about that, because I would have completely, I would have probably botched that. All right, let's go ahead and now work on the rotary one. I'm guessing it's the same process, just the other side. Go ahead. Carefully grab our piece. I probably, well, you know what? No, I'll undo all the wiring because we're gonna be flipping the printer on its side at some point. No, oh, I should have made sure that the pin was lined up first. It's my fault. Go. Perfect. All right, now let's do that again. Tripod's Garage with the $5 super chat. Must have adult frosty beverage for the build. Please donate to the adult frosty beverage fund. Thank you so much, Tripod, for the $5. I greatly appreciate that. And welcome on in, too. Great to see you. Slowly but surely making some progress here. And let's see. All right, there we go. Back to, we're going to put in the right rotary axes, or Z rotary axes. So far, I'm pretty impressed with how everything's kind of going. Okay. Didn't know the XL came in a kit form. Yes, so when we pre-ordered the printer back in, what, 2021, the option, there was an option, at least there was only one option at the time I bought this. I don't think there was an option for the fully built one at right at pre-launch. I could be wrong. There was an option afterwards, a few weeks later, if you wanted to upgrade to the fully assembled kit. But I figured, you know, it was an extra couple $100 for the fully assembled one, and why not have some fun with building it? So far, I mean, it's not. It looks much more daunting than it probably. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not that far in yet, so I don't want to jinx myself. But so far, it's been, for the most part, not too bad. But let's go ahead and get these two screws in. Move my. Might have to I might have to bend over the camera, so I do apologize if I'm blocking the view. Wrong. Allen wrench. Exactly, saving money for beverages. There we go. What's going to be interesting to see how this pans out is how some of these tiny, tiny pieces of hardware are going to work with, you know, Big Jano man hands. Okay. I think that one's at least hand tightened to a degree. other side. Might have to turn this a little. Very carefully turn it. All right. Forgot the wiring for the motors was underneath, so I did not want to do anything I'm going to regret. All right, they're in. They're not super tight. Just fix this one real quick. Would probably help. It would probably help if I made sure that was in place. Okay, good. Because you want to make sure everything's nice and straight now, so that when we go put the top half on later, we're not going to have problems. Alrighty. Go ahead and mic's a little low. Yeah, tripod. My mic's kind of all over the place, and when I'm over here like building stuff, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So I'll try to speak up louder when I'm over here. My mic arm can only move so much. I do need a wireless mic eventually to get, but this is we're gonna make it work for the time being. At least as we go back and forth between that and the instructions. Let me go back there. Okay, there we go. All right, so now it looks like we're going to be on to... Looks like we're going to do the torque indicator part. So we need the 3mm key, which I believe is this one right here. And we need this lovely torque indicator guide, which I'll be honest, look, not sure how this thing's supposed to go. Let's see. Assembling torque indicator. So the handle goes on the bottom. Let's see. Yep, I got the long wrench. I'm just looking at seeing how this thing is supposed to actually go together. Okay, so looks like it goes in like that. Or not. I think I put it in the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Maybe? Okay, put the Allen key in from the other side. Oh, so this other thing here, this little thing, is that supposed to help push it in? Or is that just supposed to be like an end stop? Okay, so I kind of see how that works. It is true, NLTMW. I am a very delicate flower. I will try to speak up as I can. This like doesn't want to go in. Make sure I have the right one. This printed piece is kind of tight fitting. Is it supposed to be kind of tight fitting onto this piece right here? Arrow in the first pick. Oh, so it goes in like that. Okay. Oh, here we go. I'm a mechanical engineer and still can't figure stuff like that out. All right, so that clips in. It looks like. Don't want to break it. Now, is it supposed to clip into this, that little slot, or that little tiny, like, opening? Kind of hard to get that in there. It'll snap in at the end. Okay. Yeah, it's like right on the brink of getting in there. All right, we got this. Doesn't help with sweaty hands. Does not help. Okay, you know what? You know what? It's not really going anywhere. Pretty stuck on there. All right, I think we got it. There we go. It's actually an interesting little contraption. Yeah, it doesn't look like this thing can come out pretty easily, dudes, at all. And then that goes on the end, like so. Flat end up and down. Like so. Boom. All right. There we go. Okay. All right, so I got that on. And now we're going to tighten it until it gets to that little gap right there. So it's an interesting little do that can find out how this works. Probably should have not have done this. Okay, that's on. There's like still a couple little micro turns I have to do on this before I can actually hand it. Doesn't want to. We are getting there. Okay. I think that one's tight. It's a little difficult to do this, honestly. It's not the easiest screwdriver. Put a filament box on the side to keep the arm suspended. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll put some gummy bears. Alright, let's go ahead and do this side. I'll make sure again everything's tightened before I like move on, but they don't give you a ton of room over here to work. It's getting a little easier now we're doing this a couple times. I think that one's good. I think that one's good. I'll double check again. But I'm pretty sure it should be okay. The light helps a little bit. Right? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is that there's not a lot of angle to play with. There's not a lot of wiggle room on this. You know, to get the screw in, or to get the Allen key in. let's go ahead and move on to the other side. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's day been going? Actually, might have to move this thing of gummy bears. There we go. Kind of hard to see. There we go. Slowly getting there. That side's good. Let's move on to the other side. The side you guys won't be able to see very well. Slowly getting there. Almost there on this one. This thing is interesting, I'll say. One more turn, I think it'll be good. Alright, that took a little bit longer than I thought, but I want to make sure these are nice and tight. I want to make sure they're nice and tight for everybody. Let me just check up on chat real quick. Hey, DB3D Dan, welcome in. Taking good care of your printer. Yeah, it's slowly coming along. We just started not too long ago. We've been here about an hour and we've only gotten the frame done. So now I can move this over here. But you know, those aren't going anywhere. This little tool is not, there's not a lot of angle on the wrench when you're tightening these, so you have to do multiple turns, and sometimes it gets stuck. But now we gotta do the other side. We gotta do that 4 more times. Oh no, I'm sorry, we don't need any more screws. But we do gotta tighten things down. Before I do that, let me just make sure. Okay, so after that, then we'll move on to the next mini step. So this is where we're at right now. And then it's gummy bear time, and then we move on to the LCD stuff. Sweet. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tripod. It is an old school torque wrench. It's actually it's interesting. I will give the comment that there isn't a lot of room to tighten them down because of the extrusion. It's not impossible. Just again, me with bigger hands, it's never easy. We're gonna move that one. I might be able to do this one from here. Then I'll have to go around the other side. I'll move my microphone over here too so you guys can kind of hear me talk. A little bit. There we go. That's a lot of light. Holy cow. Okay. Gotta make sure I don't knock over the gummy container, the Haribo container. Come on up. There we go. But chat, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good start to their Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you're watching. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Should be about 1 or 2 more turns on here. We should be good on this screw. Okay. So double check. Okay. I think that one's in place. Now move on to the other side. Do have to be careful here. There is a 3D printer behind me that's running. Might need to move the table just a tad. There we go. Another turn or two, I should be good on this one. Okay. That one's good. Hey, Typical, thank you so much for becoming a member of the YouTube channel. Much appreciated, my guy. Didn't know I was going to be on YouTube tonight, did you? Welcome in, man. Good to see you, and thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate that. All right. I'm going to leave that out there, so I'm going to have to do this one too. Not a lot of wiggle room on these screws at all. That's a good thing. You don't want a lot of wiggle room. The more wiggle room you have, the worse you'll end up being. Okay. Don't want to bang your elbow on anything, like I just did. All right. That side's done. Apologies if my arms were in the way. I'll take the bucket of gummy bears. They are really good gummy bears. They are the really good Haribo gummy bears from Germany. All right, got one more screw, and we should be good to go, at least with this step. And I'll make sure too, before I move on to the next step, that we are indeed good to go. Because like I said, I like to take my time on builds. For those that are newer to our community, you know, I'm not a speed builder by any means. It took me like 4-ish hours to put together our Super Racer or Delta Super Racer printer when we did that a couple years ago. And that was interacting with chat as well. This one seems to be a little bit easier to get in and out. I apologize if camera angles aren't great or if my audio is not the best. We're making it work as best we can today. Like I said, this is our first ever YouTube live stream. We normally live stream over on Twitch. We still are going to be live streaming over on Twitch. I figured we mix it up a little bit. One more tightens for good measure. Make sure it's actually lined up. Go. Perfect. All right. Sweet. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. Nice and sturdy. Oh, move that back a little bit. Alrighty. Whew. Take a sip of water. I'm gonna take a sip of water because I am getting a nice. It's getting warm in here. Chat, if you have a beverage, raise your glasses up in the air. Cheers to every single one of you guys for being here tonight. A big thank you to everybody coming here tonight, but cheers to you guys. I mean, this thing is looking pretty big so far. It's the biggest out of the three, well, counting if you count this one, 4. If this is probably the largest printer I have out of the 4. The build volume is 360 by 360 by 360. The Solvo behind me is 300 by 300 by 340. The Anycubic Mega X is also 300 by 300 by 305. And then the FL Sun Super Racer in the back is 260 in diameter by 330, I think. $1,500 bucket of gummies that comes with a free printer. Exactly, DB3D Dan. I mean, and again, these are the good German ones. And for those that were wondering, it's 1,200 grams of gummies. 1,200 grams. That's more than the normal spool of PLA. Speaking of gummies, it is Haribo time according to the instructions. So we got to follow the instructions, right, chat? It says one gummy bear. And they are really good gummy bears, too. They are darn good. That is not an Arnold Palmer. Are you talking about my beverage? Or are you talking about... Oh, never mind. DB3D Dan has the Arnold Palmer. Lucky. Okay. Now we are on... Let's see where we're at right now. LCD, XLCD parts preparation. So I'm going to move this out of the way and kind of get that going. Where are we at time-wise? All right, we got about... I would say my goal is if I can get through the rest of this step here with the LCD screen. I think if we can make it through step 1, or I guess technically step 2. This will probably be where we get a cutoff point today. And then we'll try to do another stream at some point. Sometime, either maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll move our Twitch stream tomorrow to here. I don't know yet, but I feel like time frame wise, unless we get this done super quick, then we'll see how this goes. But let's get back up here. We're gonna have to flip this thing on its side, and I'll try to rotate the table a little bit too. We'll get there in a second. Let's get this stuff. The LCD PE cable. I'm guessing it's these right here. It also says it on here. By the way, for those that are wondering, each bag also shows what step it's on. So this one says base and side extrusion, which I think is really helpful when you're, because this box right here, this box came with all of the hardware. And there's a lot of hardware in here. And there's more hardware behind me. You can see that there's still a bunch of stuff on the bed back there. But it's very helpful that they show you, like, hey, this is for the base and side extrusion step. So I will give them a plus there. I'm going to move the gummy bears off, because I'm guessing we only have one more gummy bear tonight. By the way, that little cutout right there, that cutout was for the giant tub of gummy bears. They even cared that much about the gummy bears in the whole in the package build. So props to them for that. Right, this is going to go back here. I don't need the Allen wrenches on the thing right now. Move those back over here. Let's get the cables out. A lot of wires, but not really surprised. Lots and lots of wires. Alright. Let's just go through the list and make sure we have everything. The PE cable, which I'm guessing is there's it continues in the next step. Okay. The LCD PE cable, I'm guessing, is this one right here. This is the yellow cable. The X LCD cable. Oh, we also need those plastic pieces too, along with the actual display, the screws, and extrusion covers. Gotcha. Okay. So we got those. There's two of these, I think. My guess is there's one for each motor, or unless this is one giant cable. I think this is one giant cable. Yes, it's one giant long cable. So that's not going to be confusing. All right, we got one of those, one of those. We need M3x10s. We need the frame rear cover, frame corner cover. I think I had all the cover pieces. Yes, so we have all these right here. Base side extrusions, and you can see there's a list of all those covers right there, along with the torque indicator that was there earlier. Stupid camera, there we go. M3x10. The LCD itself, M3x16. Oh, that's nice. That's good to know. Extrusion cover, extrusion cover, extrusion cover. Okay. These cables I'm going to try to organize a little bit because I don't want these to... I don't want those to get in the way. The LCD is right here. Nicely bubble wrapped, by the way. I'll unbubble wrap it. Carefully take it out, because I don't want to touch anything I'm not supposed to. There we go. The LCD is built in already, which is pretty cool. Covers on it. I'm surprised it didn't come with like a screen, like a plasticky like screen protector, but I'll let it slide for now. And then we need the screws. We need the M3x16 and the M3x10. We only need 2 of each, so that's good. We don't need that many screws this time around. M3x16. There's only 3 in here. There's 2 plus 1 spare, so that's good to know. And then M3x10, which are in here somewhere. Nope. There's a lot of hardware in here. Oh, they give you spare profile inserts as well. Those little metal tabs I was telling you about earlier, lining up the extrusions. They give you a few spares. Got some bearings in here, which we'll probably need for later. M3x20 RT, M3x10. Literally the last bag in my hand. I was also surprised at that, guessing it had to come off when mounting the frame. Yeah, yeah, because these things kind of slide back and forth if you're not careful. All right, and then we need the extrusion covers, which we did have in here. Which are these pieces here. Not sure why they're in a pink bag. Maybe for... We need... the 172, the 182, and the 240, two of the 243s. So we'll measure these out too. We'll make sure we get the right ones. All right, let's get these extrusion covers. Where's that paper I had? I'm just gonna move this back here for now, along with this, so I can kind of measure these. It's a nice little table for now. Gotta love it. I'm guessing the orange ones probably... Oh, the orange ones I don't need right now. I guess they could have probably labeled these in separate bags, but I guess what's the fun in that? Also, mine are kind of bent a little bit. I guess that won't really matter much when they're in. These look like the long ones, so... Yeah, that's the longer one. That's the 430. That's the 354. We don't need that one yet. We need a 243. The one, and we need two 243s, one 182, and one 172. So that's the 95. We don't need those yet. I'm gonna pull off the side because I don't necessarily need it. 172, which is this one, we do need. 182 is probably this one right here. It's not in my hand. Hey, Zombie Hedgehog, welcome in. Good to see you. There's the 182. Oh, you guys can see a little better. We're lining these up, little extrusions up to pick out which ones we need. There's the 182. And then we need the two of the 243. So we're trying to get those extrusion pieces out right now. So we don't need these three. Here's a 243. And we'll get one more of those out. Just going to match the length of that one. Perfect. Okay. The rest of these can go back in the bag. We'll save the rest for later. I do appreciate the first scale kit. You can see what the sizing is for each of those. Welcome back, RC. We are on step 18 with the LCD parts. We just finished getting all the rest of these parts here, and we're going to be attaching the LCD screen and all the cabling, I believe. Yeah, That's next. So we're going to get to here. We just got to there. And make sure we had all the screws. We only need two. It says we need M3 by 16 and two M3 by 10. It's set up in here. And it says we only need 2 of each. So let me get those out now. And maybe not. I'm moving off to the side though, so I don't lose them. Same with these base pieces. We're gonna have to move everything off the base anyway because we're gonna be flipping it on its side. Same with them. I don't want to lose those parts. And I'm also gonna move these. I don't think we need these yet. Alrighty. Z motor cable bottom cover. I think that's in here. Actually, it's not. Oh, it is. I lied. It is in there. I lied. It's back a little bit so I can actually see. Still a little. Still a tiny bit of wiggle on that, but I don't know if that's enough to be concerned about. It's pretty tight on there, so I'm not gonna. It is also in a hole. There is like an extrusion hole there, so it's not. It is kind of moving in space, so I won't like play with it too much more. All right. Stack all the plastic extrusion covers. Yep. You did that already. All right. Locate the M3NE nuts. M3NEs. How do you pronounce it? M3NES? I'm going to say that wrong. I know it. Did it say any of those? Oh, wait. Are they the ones on the... Oh, the front... Oh, duh. I'm dumb. Should have no wiggle. Okay. So maybe I need to tighten that up a little more. Thought I'd tighten that down. I guess not. Rather do it now. Okay. Yeah, it's not really, it's because the motor is sitting in space. I'll do this side real quick too. Just to double check. That one's not wiggling at all, so we're good there. There we go. Always good to double check your bolts and your screws. There we go. Much better. Or a little bit better. Okay, back to here. Oh, do you want me to start over, tripod? Okay. Not a problem. You know, since you asked nicely. All right, let's get these screws lined up in the front, and we need the 3x16s. And we need a 2.5mm wrench. Okay. Three by 16s. Let's grab 2. There's only 3 in the bag, so. And I keep destroying these little bags. I don't know whose idea was it to have the hole in the bag right here. But like when you try to open them up, because they're Ziploc bags, you just rip the bag even more. I don't get it. Alright. Grab this. I'm actually going to rotate the table so I can actually see this. I need to line these up, so. I know they say to align this in the center, and that's what we're going to do. I see where they're trying to go. Again, this is where big hands and tiny hardware doesn't always work out the best. I'm also giving you a tiny, oh, this is not even the right wrench. That's probably why it's not fitting. I'm using a Torx wrench. So Torx, or whatever that is in there, I don't know. It's not the. There we go. Always check your tools. There we go. There we go. Still don't give you a ton of room to get this in here. But once it's tightened in, or at least started, I can get the other one in. Alright. I'm gonna get the other one in and then we'll tighten both sides. This is where I need my flashlight again, so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I would recommend not doing this in the partial darkness that's in this room. Maybe have some light. You're gonna need light in here. Okay. one's in. There we go. Now I can actually tighten these down. I'm going to slide this over. Slightly to the left. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can tighten this down. Well, we'll hand tighten it first, and then we'll make sure it's nice and tight. Okay. Boom. All right. Display is on. You guys can kind of see it. I already fingerprinted the bottom half, but that's okay. Yeah, I should get a magnetic tray, honestly. That would probably come in real handy. Alrighty, let's see what we got next. A few turns are enough for now. Are you kidding? I'll loosen them a tad. Vote if Jano's gonna go into work tomorrow after this build. I wish, man. I wish I could stay home and finish this build tomorrow, but I do need that money. I do need that paycheck. All right, so okay, we'll adjust the correct position later on. Okay, so that's why we don't want to overtighten it right now. So that way we can slide this left and right somewhat. All right, I won't over-tighten it then. I'm gonna follow the instructions. Hey Dave Purcell, welcome in. It's going. So far, we're getting there. We're in the process of putting the LCD on. So now it looks like we're going to be getting into the actual LCD, and I probably should have looked at this instruction before I installed it. All right. So we're going to flip this on its side because I think that's the next step. I got to figure out what LCD I have. So we're going to move this, and we're going to move the other cable. And very carefully, without scratching it too much. There we go. All right, so it looks like It looks like we have this LCD right here. It looks like we have version B, the fasten on the top left. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, because there's nothing on the top right or top left other than a few mounting screws. There is that ribbon cable, and then there's also the port for that other cable. So yeah, apparently I'm starting over again tomorrow. Same time, same thing tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to be up here. It looks like that's what mine is, version B. Okay, so installing the cable. Turn the printer outside. The bottom is facing you. Take a close look at the rear side. Slide the PE connector all the way. So we're going to slide that in. Okay. So we just got to slide that on. Like that, there's nothing to tighten down, I see, or maybe on the other end we gotta tighten it down. All right. Let's see how this looks. I think that's what we do here. I do notice that all of these have little QR codes like attached to the wires. Let's say, okay, so it says your version of PE may be on the upper side. Slide the PE connector all the way to PE. Fasten. The function is the same. You can continue through the manual. Okay. What year does it say? 2023-04. So I'm assuming it's this one right here. Yeah, that's what that has down here. Grounding strap, gotcha. Has to go to work instead of play with printer to pay for said printer. Oh. Well, thank you so much, Mark Deuce Falchion. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. I do appreciate it. Enjoy work. Alright. Probably. Personal warranty. Where that strip's at. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So do I have to unscrew the bolt here, or I don't have anything like sticking up off mine. I don't have. It doesn't look like I have an actual, unless I'm supposed to pull it out. I guess I'm trying to. I guess it's hard to tell. And it's hard to tell from the screen. Let's see if I can. I can't move it very hard. I can't move it very far. Let's see. So I take it you unscrew the screw to get the tab out, and then screw it back down? Is that what I'm supposed to do here? Can I zoom in? I can't move that camera much. Unfortunately, it can only go so far. But if I see if I can bring it closer. Yeah, it doesn't help much, unfortunately. I don't see any metal pins sticking up. Yeah, I don't see any, like, large... Huh, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, so let's see. Here, I'll take a picture. Let me take a picture, RC Maniac, and I can send you in Discord and let you look at it there. If you're on Discord. Might be easier to take the screen back off. That's a good point. That's probably what I should have done, honestly. And that's probably what I'll do real quick. Thankfully, it's only 2 screws, so it's... Okay. All right. So that's what that looks like from here. Hopefully it'll zoom in on it. There we go. There we go. Try to zoom in on that as best I can without it being weird. Maybe. I don't know if you can see that or not. See if it just like wants to zoom in. There we go. So yeah, there's like not a tab actually sticking out anywhere, but unless I have to pull it up, maybe. I didn't get a grounding tab, or it stuck under the plastic. Huh. Okay. Yeah, because from the picture, you know, you could see that it's there's a actual tab sticking out from there. On mine, it doesn't show that at all. Might have to add it. Huh. I'll check my parts and see if it's in there. Yeah, it doesn't look like I don't see anything. It's not this little metal piece, is it? It's not that. It's not this piece. I don't think it might. If it is, let me know, but nope. Okay. Didn't think so. Checking my other screws real quick. Put that back in. Take a split shade connector and some crimps, redo the end and slide it under a screw into the pad there. Yeah, I might. I'll have to check what I have, Dan, because I don't know. I don't have a lot of electrical, like connectors and like accessories like that. I don't have a ton of stuff. I do have, like I have some ferrule kits, but I'll have to see if I have anything I can maybe use. If not, I'm gonna have to call support and ask about that regardless, because I want to make sure that if there's something that's supposed to be there, I want to get that. I want to get the right. I want to get the LCD that has everything on it, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it did get stuck underneath the plastic parts. I don't know, but I'll reach out to them about that, because I don't want to. I'd rather do it right and not miss anything. It looks like there's something there, but not anything that's like sticking out. And I really can't take apart I can take apart the plastic piece, but the front cover is, I don't know how the front cover is assembled onto this thing, so I don't want to damage it more than, I don't want to damage it if it's, by taking it apart. And it looks like they might have glued something together too. Could be wrong, but give you guys another quick look at that. There we go. Yeah, so that in the top left corner, you can see there's no tab, and it doesn't even look like the base for it where I think it's supposed to sit is there, but not the actual tab itself. So I'm gonna have to call support and ask about that. Yeah, it looks like to me, you're right, Dan, it just looks like the grounding pad right there. But it looks like, it looks like the two sides of this can come off with these, like these four screws can come off fairly easily. You know what? Should I take it apart and see? I don't think it's, It's not. Is it paper? Is it supposed to be like a paper thin type tab, or does it actually have? It's metal, so I'm guessing it's gonna have some thickness to it. Because if it has thickness to it, I don't think it would be stuck underneath the plastic. So I'm just trying to think if there's no point in me taking this apart if I don't think there's gonna be anything underneath there. I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong before, but placement will just bolt onto that screw. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm just gonna call support on that and see, and let them know about that so I can get that piece. Dudes or RC Maniac, if you want to take a picture of, well, I guess you can't because yours is already assembled. Stupid camera. Yeah, I'll. If you have any reference pictures from your builds at all, send a picture over to me on Discord. But other than that, I'm going to just contact support on that. Okay. All right. So it is missing. At least we've kind of come to that conclusion. But that's fine. I mean, I will reach out about that. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference right now. Let me see. Let me go through this and see what else. I mean, I do want to connect it. I mean, you're going to run the wire through. Push that cable in. Yeah, so once you slide that onto the fasten, the tab, you just run the cable through. Run this cable. I'm guessing this then locks into place. Yes, it locks into place there. You're going to run that cable. Run it over the frame. Then you add your covers. Okay. Yeah, I think, and it's actually, honestly, time-wise, I think we're kind of at my time limit tonight because I have some stuff I got to take care of tonight. I think this will be I think this is where we'll stop for tonight. Because I want to get this figured out. I want to get this. I want to reach out to them and get that part in. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have the part to here on my. I'm not sure if I have a spare tab that's gonna fit on there. Like I said, I don't have a lot of electronic pieces to just lying around here. I don't do a lot of electronics, or at least extensive electronics work. So. I'll reach out to support on that and get that taken care of. Because once we get the LCD stuff seems pretty simple, at least straightforward. Running cables up through the channels, putting the covers on, attaching the motor covers, running the cables up through the top. Yeah. And that's kind of where we were going to be at anyway tonight, for the most part. So. I think this is a good place to stop, and I think that's where we are going to stop tonight, because it's, yeah, I'll take some pictures for sure, and let them know that's going to be a problem, or at least that wasn't on my LCD, because, I mean, it seems like it seems like a pretty simple part to ship. I wouldn't think they'd send me a whole new LCD screen unless that's how they roll. I don't know. Like I said, this is my first Prusa build, so I really don't. This is all kind of new to me to a point. I expected things to, not go fully smoothly, but, I understood that this is not going to be just a plug-and printer. But it's exciting, though. I'm excited for the build. This has been exciting so far. We've been going for a little over 2 hours tonight. I think it's a good place for us to kind of wind down for tonight. And we'll continue this at some point in the future, hopefully sooner than later, so when we get that part in, we can continue the build. But I think we're going to kind of wrap up. But thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you all for your support. As always, as a reminder, for those that don't know, we also live stream here on Twitch. There's a link to Twitch as well, I think. I don't know if I can put down the comments or not. I will if I can. If you guys are not on Twitch, we also live stream there. It's a lot of fun over there as well. We'll be back here on YouTube when we continue this build, because I would like to kind of make this like a build series here on YouTube. Maybe we'll kick it over to Twitch. I don't know. But I'll let you guys know what's going on once I get contact support on what's going on with this tab on the LCD screen. But guys, thank you so much for being here on this awesome live stream. This is our first YouTube live stream, by the way, so thank you all for making it amazing. Make sure to check all the parts against the bomb while you're at it. Make sure there are no other part issues. Yes, I will make sure to do that too tonight, because I want to make sure, hey, if they need to send me anything else, yeah, I will definitely do that. Thank you for making that note. One of the things that makes Prusa so good. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I have no doubt they'll get this resolved. I have no problems with... I have no doubts we'll get it taken care of. I've heard great things about Prusa, so it will be all good. Don't worry. We'll be back up and running on this and continue this thing. But we got the frame mostly built, at least the base in the frame. It took 2 hours to screw in screws, but hey, sometimes it happens. But yeah, we'll continue this when we get a chance to. But again, thank you guys for being here, and thank you everybody who contributed their super chat or became a member of the channel. We do have those enabled now here on the channel. We are a technical YouTube partner, but we are still trying to get up to 4,000 watch hours so that we can, you know, eventually monetize off of the videos, off of ads, stuff like that. So thank you guys just for your support, and definitely bring some people by next time. We'll make sure we'll announce this not like the hour before like we did today. I know it was kind of last minute, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys being here. I don't know. I know that you can kind of semi-rate into other streams. I don't know who's on YouTube right now, so we're just going to kind of end things here tonight. That's going to do it for me. Thank you all again. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll be back here pretty soon. I'll let you guys know for sure when. Until then, have a great rest of the night. Take care. Keep printing all the cool things. And until next time, keep doing it big.